In the tense and fast-moving world of Port Charles, the day's events spiral into a cascade of confrontations, rescues, and unexpected revelations that leave no one untouched. The undercurrent of unease begins early, with Trina finding herself face-to-face with her mother, Portia, weighed down by the sense that something important is being withheld. The distance between them is not born of neglect but of deliberate evasion, and Trina's instincts tell her this silence might be bound to the mounting troubles surrounding Drew. Their conversation teeters on the edge of truth, but Portia's guarded demeanor suggests that any clarity will come slowly, if at all. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's day takes a sharp and unwelcome turn. She's called aside and informed that her role in the operation has been stripped from her, the official explanation pointing to her relationship with Britt as a liability. For Jocelyn, who has been steadfast and effective in her duties, this decision feels less like a tactical choice and more like an unjust personal attack. Her protests fall on deaf ears, but fate wastes no time in putting her instincts and training to the test. Not long after, she comes upon a chilling scene: Vaughn, alone in his quarters, locked in a life-or-death struggle as someone attempts to strangle him. In that instant, hesitation is not an option. Jocelyn draws her weapon and fires, cutting short the would-be assassin's mission. Vaughn, shaken but alive, realizes how close he came to being erased from the picture entirely. The threads trace back to Pascal, who, acting on intelligence provided by Colette, seems intent on removing any WSB presence from the compound. This is not a random act of violence. It is a calculated move within a much larger and more dangerous game. Far from the chaos of the compound, Jason arrives at the Five Poppies resort. His presence there is not a casual visit but the culmination of a determined pursuit. The moment he lays eyes on Britt, the air shifts. She is caught between surprise and the weight of unspoken history, and Jason's sudden reappearance raises more questions than it answers. Back in Port Charles, Stella grows increasingly perplexed by Trass's willingness to assist a man she has made no secret of despising. The decision seems counter to everything Tracy stands for, suggesting that her true motives lie beneath the surface. There are whispers that Sonny's interests and Trass's concern for Deception's future may be aligned in ways neither has chosen to make public. Elsewhere, Jordan's new place becomes the setting for a conversation tinged with implication. She hints at saving the best for last, and Curtis senses a shift in the air, though he cannot yet define it. Whether it's a kiss, a rekindled connection, or something riskier, the possibility of crossing an unspoken boundary hangs between them. This unsteady ground is mirrored in Sonny's encounter with Justine, the assistant district attorney whose professional exterior masks a complicated personal pull. Her decision to seek him out and apologize carries an intimacy that tempts them both to close the distance in a way that could redraw the lines of loyalty and trust. Felicia, ever the voice of tempered wisdom, crosses paths with Isaiah and sees the storm of conflicting intentions swirling around him. She cautions him against inserting himself into matters that don't belong to him, specifically the delicate and complicated relationship between Curtis and Jordan. Isaiah's hesitation shows that his concern is genuine, but Felicia warns that even well-meaning interference can ignite fires that are impossible to control. The day's slow burn of tension erupts in public when Drew decides to bait Michael, deliberately pressing on every nerve until the reaction is unavoidable. The provocation works, Michael's restraint shatters, and he takes Drew down in full view of witnesses. The clash is more than a physical altercation, it is a public declaration of hostility, and the consequences are immediate. For Michael, the fallout could extend far beyond the moment, threatening his standing and alliances. For Drew, it's a dangerous gamble that could just as easily undermine his position as solidify it, depending on how the pieces fall in the days to come. In the wake of these intertwined events, Port Charles stands at a tipping point. Each move, whether born of calculated intent or raw emotion, pushes relationships, loyalties, and personal boundaries closer to the breaking point. Friday's episode leaves little room for complacency. In a town where every connection is laced with hidden agendas, survival often comes down to who can see the truth before it strikes. And as the dust settles from this round of confrontations, it's clear that the next will be even more dangerous.